We're looking at NAS. We're gonna do a whole top-down analysis of, the top five NAS, Bitcoin, gold, silver, and oil. So let's get straight to it. So far, NAS has been, of course, pretty bullish. It's been working its way up, doing its thing. I know we have the elections coming up pretty soon, so it is gonna be very interesting times here. Very interesting times because we are in the monthly time frame, and right now I'm gonna mark up key areas that price had to break in order for it to continue in its direction. So as we see here, once we do break previous all-time highs, we break above with the full body candle, we retest it and take off. Again, this can be considered another high at one point, because it was a high point in March, and then the next month in April bearish, and then finally the third month, May, we did break above, retest a few times, and price continued. We even went so far as to sweep some liquidity here. Most people had their stop losses here or even here. So if you go ahead and mark this liquidity level up, then you see that it was swept. And keep in mind, liquidity can be something as simple as consolidation, which is support resistance, or a wick on a higher time frame, because I guarantee you this monthly wick is some sort of consolidation or accumulation schematic on a smaller time frame, like the 1 hour, the 5 minute, 1 minute, whatever, smaller time frame. So liquidity swept, price flew. We also broke structure, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Price continued. So another basic structure evidence right there. And as we look closer, we finally broke above this high right in here, right? We tried to right there, didn't quite make it, sold off in August, tried again in September. We're finally, maybe, what is it, October? There's 12 days left on this candle. So let's see, do we close above or do we stay closing below? And if you mark up the previous monthly high right in here of September, we're still barely there. So this is a very crucial month. Are we going to close above this level here from back in June? Are we going to close above these highs? Because ever since June, we haven't been able to make any real significant highs. Okay, now we're in October. It's been a while. It's been a while. Are we going to close above the June highs with the full body candle, or are we going to close below? And if we do end up doing that, are we going to close above the previous month highs? Right? So we're in a very particular area right now. Very interesting. So now going down to the weekly. Hold on, let's go back and make sure all these are visible on all time frames. All this. Boom. Settings. Visibility on intervals. All. Boom. Or actually current and below. Going down to back to the weekly. Now we see it. Very solid. Super solid. Okay. We're looking at current price action. And as we see, of course, we're bullish overall, but the higher we get, the more risky the buys become. Because again, you want to buy low, sell high, right? You want to buy low, sell high. And of course, the best buys would be 50% and below. And if you reverse this from the highs to the lows, we see that we're, the 786, 886 sell zone. But as we do know, this is a very weak sell because buyers were able to push price almost back to break even. So the sellers came in, push price down, but the buyers said, nah, we're still in the game. Almost 80% of the sellers were wiped out. So we'll see how strong this trend really is. As we look here, we do have a potential sell area, right? Liquidity being built up. We sweep the highs. We do, come back to the bottom, but that only got us into these buys here. Sold off once more. Sold off. Now we're back in the same area, the shoulder area, breaking above these previous zones, right? This was back in June, right? The June highs. Now we're here. So let's see what happens. We go down to the daily. What does the daily look like? So if you look at the structure, like I did mention before, this is the counter trend, right? We have liquidity being built up, break above, break below, retest, sell off, back into some previous buys. We sweep some liquidity here, no drawdown, and then that is enough liquidity is being swept for us to push price and break structure above these highs. And then price comes back down, gives a retest, sweeps some more liquidity, and now we're up here. Very interesting. So go ahead and mark. We actually broke above here, signaling that price wanted to go higher, holding above that level. Super solid, even breaking above, some of these highs. We did come here. We swept that liquidity sweep, nasty sell-off, right? Very low drawdown. Right now, we're still holding above these as well. That's more good information. It's more good information. And then in order for price to do what it did, we ended up sweeping these lows here. Very minimal drawdown. And then price continues. And now we're here in this zone looking at current price. And as we see, we did buy up, but the way that we closed today, right? Today is Friday. The market is closed. We did get the shoulder. We did sweep above. On this time frame, you can't really tell, but on this time frame, on the daily time frame, we didn't really break. We actually broke these lows here. So that is technically a change of character. We broke beneath this wick's lows. So that can be telling us that price may want to sell off a little bit more, which is fine. I'm not going to be looking for any buys unless we break above, these highs here, or actually these highs right there. If we can break above these highs where price failed to previously, then that'll let me know that, hey, maybe we can go higher, right? I would love to see a simple break and retest given the setup. Boom, take off. Wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Again, we have other highs over here as well. Boom, that would need to be broken. And then all-time highs here, right? We need that. We need that. Otherwise, price may sell off here. Go to the 4 hour. 4 hour, there was some structure being broken very slightly, right? With these full body candles, we broke beneath these lows right in there. So we'll see what they want to do. We have a huge imbalance here. Very huge, technically, right? Consolidation. Boom, sweep. Again, these buys were respected. So that's a very strong buy area. So me buying here just wouldn't make sense unless price came right back to these levels. Boom. Maybe you've come even lower. Who knows what it wants to do? Who knows what it wants to do? Boom. And then we take it higher. These are just random scenarios. We don't really know. But as far as right now, I'd rather buy lower. If you draw the fib from these lows to the highs, you see not quite there yet. Maybe you want to use these lows, the starting point or the order block. Same thing, we did already come back. We actually mitigated off of the starting point. Boom. There it is. Super solid, very minimal risk, and then price flies off 160 pips. But until we really break above these highs here, we can't really buy, or if price comes lower, that's even better. So either one, which happens, is going to be fine. As long as we maintain these levels here, we should still be good. Even if we do come lower, right? Of course, these would be the lowest risk buy sells because stop loss would be about 160 pips, maybe 200 pips. But for the buys, the stop loss would be, all the way down here. That's a lot of risk. And the reason why the stop loss is down here, this is the original setup. This is the original structure, right? Liquidity. We swept it, broke above, and then slowly worked our way down, selling off. Couldn't quite break above. Nasty. Mitigated off some of these buy zones. Came back, slowly broke structure. Back to the upside, breaking these highs. Breaking above these highs. Right? Consolidation. Swept it. Tried to break. Couldn't quite do it. Finally broke above this area. So right now, as price is hovering above this area here, these nice inverteds working our way up like a staircase, then I do like these buys. I do like to see price continue higher. We do have some potential selling pressure, but again, we're right in the middle of the setup. So I'd rather see price either break above and give us the retest, or drop lower, maybe give us some more buys down here, may even stop this whole section out, maybe come lower, right? This would be some nice, this would be more solid. I would not mind catching some buys down here in this area, filling some of this imbalance. We have the zone here. Yeah, definitely wouldn't mind that. So we'll see what happens next week. I know I was supposed to go over the other ones as well, but if I do that, this video is going to be super long. But if you actually made it this far and you want to see that, then let me know in the comments. I'll do the rest. We have gold, Bitcoin, everything else on the horizon doing its thing. We got some more loading up. Gold is gone, but we do have some potential re-entries for buys. Same thing with silver. The all-time high is 50 cents. Really? Is that on the horizon? Possibly. So super excited to see what they want to do. Okay, and then we have oil. Oil's looking nice. I believe it was like $50 a barrel and 65. That's what I was looking at. Really, right in there. I'm not gonna get too much into it. Let me know in the comments what you see. If you want me to, go more in depth with these, definitely don't mind it. But let's get it.